Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Rob here from WBHQ.com. Welcome to Market Mornings with Robert Roy. Hope you're all having a fantastic morning. Hope it's been a good start for you. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would please type the number 1 in the chat box. Let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. Oh, thank you very much from Dust Essentials. I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Let's go ahead and jump in. I got a ton of stuff I want to get through today. Keep in mind that everything we go over today is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice or recommendations, all right? They're all for education. All right, let's dive in. So I want to take a look first at futures and see what the heck is going on the futures, right? So let me start it off, though, with S&P 500 here, daily chart, all right? Let's see, 2, 3, 4. There we go. All right. So we need to quantify what's happened. This is yesterday's chart. Where are we as of yesterday? All-time high. As of yesterday, all-time closing high. We broke above the negative 272, which we have bumped our head on ugly, which is the 272 in this case, the last 3 days, which has been a hesitation point for us. Okay? We got above, boom, we pushed right up to the negative 382, pulled back a little bit. I like it. Now, let's see. We've got some context. Let's see what's going on with the ES. So keeping in mind, where am I here? It's going to go ahead and start what looks like a recording. It's not. Let's see where my tool opened up. Come on now. All right, there we go. So I just need to grab a drawing tool. There's nothing built into the software that we use. So this is gives me the ability to draw. Is all it is. So here's our closing price, 5 p.m. on the ES yesterday. Here's our opening price, 6 p.m. yesterday. Right, you can see we had a nice little hook in there, good climb, and then we kind of went sideways, slight drift down. We picked up then in the wee hours, and we've kind of been in a sideways mode at this point. Right, we've gone just kind of flat-ish in there. This pickup came in around the European market, right in here. In 330, right as the market's opened up. We got a little bit of a gain gone up in there. So what are we looking at right now? We're up 17, almost 18 points right now on ES. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it that we've got this nice move to the upside, right? We're stretching up, and that puts us, remember, futures are off a little bit from where the S&P is, but 45.76, right, which puts us right up just above this fib line. Right, our next resistance is 4,600 on top. All right, so overall S&P looking great so far today. We look at the Dow. We're up about 106 points on the Dow. Very similar pattern to what we saw on ES. We look at the NASDAQ, the NQ, and yes, I look at every one, and I look at everyone every day. I look for symmetry to see if there are differences between the patterns. Is one of them just going straight up in the air? The other one's kind of chopping sideways, maybe a drift downward. Focusing mostly on what's on the right side of the chart, of course. But NQ, we're up 98 points. Good move on NQ. We're over 16,000. Heck, I remember when this used to be the Dow, right? Being at this level. And now look at the NASDAQ. Russell, different pattern. We had that rise up, but we've not had as big of a move in there. The small caps, so not too concerned with it. The 3 big ones are the ones I most want to see symmetry. We're down about 63,000, just shy on Bitcoin. It's a little pullback, not too concerned with it. GC, which is gold. We had a pullback, fairly steep drop in the last little bit. That came in right about that 8:30 time frame as we got our economic reports announced, which was nothing great today. Crude. Good little pullback in the last couple of minutes. We were up at 85.5. We're right now sitting at about 80, just shy of 84, 83 3/4 the way it's looking pretty quickly. And then nat gas has also been on a bit of a slide to the downside, right? But we look at nat gas, there have been some great increases in there, right? And not surprising with what's going on with wintertime heading in our direction, right? So, all right, so there's futures. Overall, bullish bias on what we're looking at, right? When we look at what's going on market-wise for today, there's a couple of things. Now, I always have on my list, you'll see Reddit down here in the bottom right. You see Reddit, and then it's got AMC, it's got BB, and it's got GameStop, right? I always have those three loaded on my list at all times, right? And I check them out every day to see if there are potential setups for any of them on a daily basis, right? And as we look at, let me open up here. I just want to grab the option chain and get that open so it's working already. As we look at BB today, right? BB took a little bit of a jump, right? Pre-market it dropped down, and then post-market, right? Let me back up. Post-market it was flat. It dropped down pre-market very early, 4 a.m., and then had a nice climb up yesterday, went sideways. Today we've kind of have a little bit of an ups and downs, right? But we're sitting at 1106. Now here's where BB becomes important. We are sitting right now, if I show you a bigger picture, this is where all the meme stocks went crazy, right? This is where the takeoff was. And we got this nice pullback. And we have lived off of this horizontal line for a very long time. That actually is, we'll call it 9.5, right? 950. We've been there 1, 2, 3, 4. We only count that as one attempt. 5, right? We've just lived there 5 times, and we keep bouncing. We did break it a little bit the last time. We do keep bumping our head up here about this 1180, 1190-ish level, right? But we had a good, strong move up, nice little pullback. There's some opportunity today on BB. I will be looking at shorting puts on BB today. So now in an ideal world, it's Tuesday already. So we're not going to see a lot of activity for this week, a lot of premium on a $10 stock. But in an ideal world, if we've got a line at 9.5, I'd love to be down below that 9.5, but I'm not going to get it, right? My moving average is at 1081. So if I can get down below 10.5, I'll be okay. If I can get down below 10, it'd be even better, right? But 10.5 is really the magic number for it. So if we look at the 10.5s right now, I can get 10 cents for this week. It's not great for this week for the 10.5s, right? 10s, there's nothing. If we go out and look at next week, let's see what we can do here. So the vols have come down a little bit on it because we got great premium on it last week for about, I think it was 8 days. Last week before, I forget now. So if we look at the 10.5s right now, we could pick up 26 cents for next week. It's a little bit far out, but I do like where we are. If you're looking at an opportunity of maybe buying the stock, I probably wouldn't be trading the puts today. Buying the stock, bouncing off that $11. We've got that 11.5 opportunity to the upside. As long as I get the pullback and the bounce off the 8, we'll be good. All right. So there's BB for you. Let's go back. Actually, here, I've got my list right here. So Facebook is our first one. They had earnings come out last night. Right. You can see the wicked wick up and down on the announcement. It was just crazy how big of a move. We moved up, we pulled back, and we've drifted off a little bit. You know, we closed up yesterday right about 329, and right now we're at 331. So we're really not seeing a whole lot of move on Facebook. I'm going to be cautious on this. When I pulled this out this morning, we were closer to that 335 level, right? We closed up at 330, right? 29.5, whatever it was, 29. So we had a nicer move. Right now, I'm a little hard pressed to any of it. So what does that mean? I have to watch the open, look at things like pivot points and the such of what's the potential, where does it possibly go from here? But I don't really have a trade on it just yet for today. GE, someone told me that they bring good things to light. Somebody like, what? If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. Right? 105.30 was the closing price last night-ish. Again, when I picked this out, we're at 107, and where are we now? We're back down to where we were. Nothing. If we get a bounce on it, on here, on Facebook, let's say we do bounce and do continue to push up because the earnings were good, then I'm going to be looking at both put spreads on both of them. The nice thing about Facebook is there's a lot of volume, a lot of activity. GE is a little bit flatter, bigger blue chip, right? But a little bit flatter than a Facebook is. UPS, UPS, they've done much better than their counterpart, FedEx. They closed last night 204-ish. They pushed all the way up to 216. Right now they're at 212.5-ish, right around there. So we'll be definitely looking at a bull put spread today on UPS. Corning, which is GLW. But I have not traded this one in forever. Right? Oh, by the way, on UPS, bull put spread if I didn't say it. Corning had earnings come out. They were not good. Right? 38.5-ish last night. It's right now 37. Okay, $1.50 down. A lot of strength to the downside. 2 candles. There was no question. The conviction was there, and traders haven't faltered from the original move. It was kaplunk, right, to the downside. So what is that telling us? What is that showing us? What I'm looking at here then is a potential bear call spread on GLW. All right, then we've got real, REAL, right? Now here's the only drawback to real. Let's do it here. Real has only monthly options available on it, right? When we look at them, we have open interest, plenty of open interest. Bid-ask spreads are okay, right? $1.40 by $1.45, but there's not much help to us without the weekly option. So that does make it a little bit tougher, but it's a lower price stock. Could you sell a put that's a couple of weeks out? Absolutely. Right? If we looked at selling puts here, if we looked at selling puts, if we were going to sell the 12.5s, right, you can get 93 cents as of yesterday, right? We'll see what happens because they had they got an upgrade today, so we'll see what happens with that bounce. But you can get 93 cents yesterday for the 12.5s. Let me see, 12.5. Yeah, so 93 cents yesterday. You're probably looking at 60 cents today for it. 50, 60 cents, but you've got 24 days to contend with this. So be careful there. But I do like it. I do like the pattern and what it's done in the overnight session. All right. So there's real, and it is real, baby. Coinbase, COIN. They had coverage initiated by Citigroup. Now, this doesn't look like a whole lot, right? If we look at closing price yesterday, right there, our close was 325.5. We're at 330.5. So we've got a $5 move. It's not a crazy move, but that initiated coverage by Citigroup has helped to drive it up a little bit, right? It did continue in last night's market as well, right? So potential bull put spread on this. Citi's a decent firm, meaning that their name has weight to it. Hasbro, right? Came out with earnings last evening. They closed up right about 88.5. Right now they're at 91.5. Nice little move for them. So we're looking at potentially a bull put spread on Hasbro. Now, what's going on with them? Their earnings were good, but there's a but. And I don't know if traders have built this in yet or not. Actually, let's take a look at Hasbro here. They probably have, okay? The but is they just came out and said, but supply chain issues will affect the holiday season. Toy makers, companies like a Hasbro, live and die off of the holiday season, right? Off of that Christmas timey of the year. Excuse me. And that may still shed its ugly head. So caution, because of the good news that came out today may very quickly get overshadowed by, the holiday season is right around the corner now. You know, where's Black Friday, right? And Cyber Monday. We're right there, right? And I think it's going to become Cyber Week, right? I think you're going to see a lot less people in stores and a lot more people ordering online. Heck, I did it today. I needed a tool. I go look at Home Depot. It's $15. They've got it at my local Home Depot. It's a 20-minute ride, 15-minute ride to get 20 minutes with the rain out there to get there. I go to Amazon. The tool is $3 more. They'll deliver it tomorrow. Done. I don't have to go anywhere. Piece of cake. I'll pay the extra $3, right? I think you'll see more ordering after COVID. I think more people have become conditioned to it. Even this year, we bought a gift card for somebody. It was online. We didn't go to the store. My wife said, I have to go to the store and get a card. I said, why? Do they have it online? We go online, gift card. We email it to the person. Boom. Didn't even have to go see them. So if you don't like them, but you have to buy them a gift, that might, whatever, right? You get the idea. This may not be a good thing for a Hasbro out there. So a little bit of caution. Yeah. Alan says GE puts bad things to death. So here's the thing about GE. What happened with GE? Right? You have to understand the history here. You look at it and you say, well, GE's been in this sideways pattern for a little bit now. If we go and stretch back and back, man, they've been in sideways pattern forever. Now watch. I'm going to hit the letter U on my Omega charts. What? I just unsplit GE stock. And what GE did, I think it was a 1 for 10. I can't see it because they paid a dividend on the same day. And I'm just not able to stretch into that level. Yeah, I think it was a 1 for 10. Yeah, so, well, let's see. They closed up at 12. No, it couldn't have been 10. Maybe it was 8. But when a stock does a split, an Apple went from 700 to whatever it was, 100. So if they did a 800 to 100, they did an 8 for 1 split. I don't remember the number. But that means for every 8 for 1, for every 1 share you had, they took that share away from you and gave you 8 shares at 1/8 the price, basically that percentage of it on price. Well, by doing so, generally, over the next 1 to 3 years, stocks tend to move to their pre-split price. Well, that happens on GE was a reverse split, and it happens to tend to do the same exact thing. So a little bit of caution with the GE. Now, with that being said, they have been stuck in that sideways move ever since that stock split, that reverse split. So I like them a little bit for a channel pattern also. All right. Okay. So Linda said, I placed an order with Amazon yesterday morning. I got it yesterday afternoon. I couldn't hardly go to the store and back in that fast. I know. I love it. I love it. Yep. 1 for 8. Thanks, Alan. I appreciate it. All right. Drop in some symbols you want me to take a look at, guys. Here, I left up these symbols from yesterday that I called out here, right? Look at Abbott Labs, ABT. What happened? We pulled back to the 126 and we bounced. There we go. Possible entry right there. Not big movers, but that's not who these guys are. Abbott Labs moves $2 a day. So ABT was from yesterday. AMAT, we had a bounce off the 136. We ran up to about 137.5. JD, not a very big move on there. JP Morgan, we didn't get the breakout we wanted. On Marriott, nope. Micron had gapped up, so that trade never took place. Nike, we got a good bounce off that 162 3/4. Nucor, we crushed it, 103 to 108. Pepsi, we got the bounce off the 158. We only ran to about 159. Twitter, we never got a retest in there, right? Hey, Paula, how you doing? Let's see. Paula's asking for SPY. And that was one of them on the list today, guys. And let me actually just share that with you right away so you see it. So you can see the ones that here. See Pop 5K? Right down here where my mouse is chucking, right? Those are the ones for today, right? So let's go back and take a look-see. Paula's asking for SPY. Paula, I love where it is. Give me a retest of the 453.95 and a bounce, and that 456.71 is our resistance. So somewhere down below there is going to be our target. All right. So that's one. Let's see. Charles is asking for ATVI. All right. Whew. So Charles, the first thing I see is there's an E just to the right of my current day. Right? You want to confirm that. It shows that it's on 11/2. If it all depends if the company has confirmed it. Hopefully by now they have. But we had this move up. We're in a bullish bias, not true bull, but bullish enough we could take a directional trade. We do have a fib in here. Let's get the whole thing. All right. We closed above the 618. So I would love to see a small move up, a retest, excuse me, of the 8109 and a bounce. And if we can get that, Charles, we're looking at 83.37 as our resistance, right? So the question is, does a company like an ATVI, oh, there we go. I'm just trying to see where my option chain went. Does a company like ATVI give us what we're looking for in an option, right? So let's see. If you're looking at selling puts, Actually, we would do directional trade a little higher than I like to sell puts on personally. But if you were day trading it, we'd be looking for that 65-ish delta. We're looking at $1.10 by 20, $1 increments. Wow. If you are looking at a credit spread on it, which would not be a bad one there, if I can get down underneath 79.5, I don't know if there were $0.5 increments. There's not. So I could do the 79. $77. I'd probably do the 79.77. So I would sell the 79 at 28 cents. I would buy the 77 at 9 cents. Right? The $1 is just a little tight. And again, we don't have a full week. If you can get 8 days on a credit spread, you get your highest premium. Your best opportunity is with 8 days because you lose the 2.5 days over the weekend. From Friday night till Monday morning, you lose that time value in that. Right? So I like it. I like it, Charles. Cool. P10, Kevin's asking for it. And this will be the last one. Got to get ready for the market open for me. All right. So when is the earnings? Make sure, Kevin, you know exactly. It shows here 10:28. Just make sure it's confirmed. I would only day trade it because of that. Give me a retest of the. Oh, you just don't have a lot of room. What does this thing move every day? We only move 46 cents. Got to be a little cautious on it, Kevin. We're sitting up near the tops right now, and you got earnings just a few days away. Today is 26, so 2 more days. You got earnings. 28 is Thursday, right? Yeah. So Thursday we have earnings. I'd be a little cautious on it because of the earnings. If not, I could see this one getting up to about $10, right? And I would have no issues whatsoever with a naked put on it if I can get it up that high. If I can get the premium on it. Let's see. I love $10 stocks for puts if I can get them. All right, so let's see. If I go to the 9s, I mean, I can get 45 cents for the 9s right now for this week, but again, it's higher price because of earnings right now as well. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope it helps. Make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. Hey, folks, if you like what you see here, go ahead and subscribe. Help us out with the algorithm. Leave a comment down below if you're on YouTube watching it or any of the socials. Let us know what you thought of the training. And make sure to subscribe, ring that bell so you're always notified of all the live shows we do, which right now we do 7 a week on here. So take care, folks. I will see you at our next one. Bye for now.